This Lancashire town has faced many changes down recent decades. A decline in traditional manufacturing, a rise in immigration. And it was the combination of those two factors which prompted many here to vote for another change which could impact for decades to come. 67% of people in Burnley voted to leave the EU, and they're waiting for something to happen. You don't get to serve fish and chips to the locals each week without getting a sense of how people are feeling. And Liz Pugh says many are restless. She shares their desire for change, including curbs to migrant numbers, and warns there will be consequences if it doesn't come.
Thank you very much.
There'll be mass riots, there'll be hysteria. There could even be a civil war, to be fair with you, because the country's has used its voice, and if the government ignored that, what the people have said in this country, then yeah, there is going to be civil war.
An extreme assessment perhaps, but one which shows the strong emotions Brexit has stirred in a town with a long and sometimes troubled history of immigration. Many at this gym in the predominantly Asian Stony Home district recall the race riots of 2001, and some of these young men say racial abuse has increased since the EU referendum.
There's definitely a lot more hostility in terms of people with racist opinions definitely feeling empowered by the Brexit, feeling as though that they can intimidate people by asking them to go back to where they came from.
Yes, boys, what's happening? How are you? Are you okay, darling?
But the owner of the gym doesn't believe that is evidence racism is spreading in the population, only that a minority of bigots now feel free to speak out. And Buddy Khan, the son of immigrants himself and a Remainer, has a theory about why 57% of people think we are living in a more racist nation. They're confusing a desire to control migration with bigotry.
As you said, I don't want to let immigrants in. That doesn't make you racist. You've got to, if you call somebody a name or a black something or a Paki something, whatever, I don't know, but that's been racist. I don't think by stopping immigrants coming here doesn't make you racist.
Racism is a potent charge, and one workers at Burnley's largest manufacturing employer insist had nothing to do with their vote for Brexit. And Polish workers amongst the 500 employees vouch for the fact that they've been treated no differently since the referendum.
We all just work. There is no such a thing as, he's foreign or he's British. It's just nothing like that. We all try to work as a team.
What did stir the vote was a desire to bring back power to Burnley. Power ceded not just to Europe, but the South, and the workers feel a London-centric government. What Brexit seems to have done is cement the feeling of there being a north-south divide.
Yeah, over the past 12 months, certainly, since the Brexit, yeah. It just feels like they're doing it for themselves and just not for the country. I think when the country does come into question, it might be too late.
The rich get richer down south. They seem to be on better pay and better conditions than us up north.
If that feeling is strong in the north, then it seems even stronger north of the border. Perhaps no surprise given that Scotland voted against the UK trend in backing Brexit. In Glasgow, a city where identity and loyalty run deep, 67% of people voted to remain in the EU a year after Scots voted to remain part of the United Kingdom. And some are rethinking that first decision in the light of Brexit.
I just feel myself personally, I voted for to stay UK, United Kingdom. Now the way things have gone, I would vote for Scottish nationalists, which I've never done. But I feel that is the thing a lot of people are feeling now, that there is a difference. We feel as if we are really separated. We didn't vote, basically, Scotland, to leave Europe. We have to leave Europe because England...
We're probably going to have to leave the European Union and I think there's a sort of resignation about it. But I still would think deep down most people are still very disappointed about it,
Sky data shows 74% of people think the UK is more divided than a year ago. And it's not just north and south. Fissures have developed within families, workplaces, neighbourhoods in Glasgow. Alison Street runs through the heart of the immigrant community here, the well-established Asian population, alongside newer arrivals from Slovakia, Romania, Poland, and not everyone sees eye to eye about the future. Saeed Mahmood moved here from Pakistan more than a decade ago and blames an influx of Eastern European migrants for recent problems in the area. He voted for Brexit to try and stop them coming.
We come for the work, to work hard, to build up businesses, but they especially come for the benefits. We got all the women all the time with the paper in their hand, just write down no job so they can apply the benefits.
Not Dominika Balagova. She actually works on the same street and worries support for Brexit could lead to her and her family being sent back to Slovakia.
I came here when I was being small, then I grew here up, so I don't want to leave Europe. I don't want to go my country back. I want to stay in Scotland.
Most people believe relations between different communities will get worse if we leave the EU, according to our data. And that fear may in part be fueling what seems to be a growing sense of national identity here.
3, 4.
These young dancers feel more emotionally in step with people in Scotland now than others across the UK.
It's more as a Scot, like it does feel a bit more like isolated. Like I don't really know all the reasons why, but I just do feel a bit more like we're kind of on our own. So to the back.
But not all are Scottish. Some work and study here, and they felt their own sense of identity shift.
I'm from England, I'm from Liverpool. It's almost made me feel like more of a connection to Scotland now, because they obviously voted to remain as well, whereas England voted to leave.
The Brexit result is clearly forcing people to examine their cultural reference points. And yet, for all the talk of identity in Glasgow, perhaps what is striking is just how much in common people here who voted to remain have with people in Burnley who voted to leave. There's a shared sense of north and south, of them and us, a shared disdain for Westminster and its politics. Michelle Clifford, Sky News.